So today is a really exciting day because when butterflies begins, it means spring's around the corner, which is always wonderful, and we get these beautiful butterflies and everyone's excited. They see me walk through the hallways with these boxes and, oh, is that the first shipment? And it's always a really good time. Everyone smiles when they see these boxes. Today we're going to go through and show you what happens when we start from the box all the way through to when they're hanging in our observation station and eventually flying in the Lena Meijer Tropical Conservatory. So when we first open up these boxes, we open them up in our observation station here in the Lena Meijer Tropical Conservatory. And we have to open them up in what we call the sorting box. And so we have the containment of the conservatory, we have the containment of the observation station, and then we have the sorting box inside of here. So a lot of containment to make sure that everything that comes out of here is what it's supposed to be, what we're permitted for, and that we're following the USDA guidelines. Stay contained. We'll open up this outside layer of the box. Probably over here. And then there's another smaller box inside. And this little box comes from Ecuador. And it's a company called Heliconius Butterfly Works. So this is where we get most of our South American postman butterflies. Sometimes they're called longwings, but all the little black and orange guys that fly around. But to open up this box, we'll put it inside of our sorting box. Close that. And I get to put on these lovely fancy hand sleeves. And then we just pop it open and do a quick little inventory. So typically we work with 3 different suppliers, and they all package their butterflies a little differently. These guys use cotton and then toilet paper that they roll the little guys up in. So the first couple ones, they'll look just like this. So they're all lined up in there. We'll just do a quick look through, make sure the species are what we ordered and that match our permit, and that nothing weird comes out of this box. Ooh, we got some really good ones. We got some of the metallic ones. This is also the supplier we get the majority of our common morphos, so those bright blue butterflies. And then we will lay them all out, count them all up, and then we'll start pinning them to put in our emergence area. So first we take off all the extra foam. They like to make sure there's no extra room so stuff doesn't jostle around. Usually the first time that you kind of check them out, some of them will give a little wiggle when they feel the warmth, which is always a good sign. It means they're alive. This guy right there. But it makes it tricky when we pin them because they kind of like kick their little feet. We got 1,122 chrysalides today. The ones that are a little more opaque means they're not quite as ready. And then as they get darker, that means they're a little closer to being ready. We got this guy who's probably a little fresher, probably made its chrysalis not too long ago. And then these guys are probably closer to coming out as an adult butterfly. And a lot of the postmen, I love their chrysalis because they have like golden abs, is what I say. They have that metallic right on where their abdomen would be. These are all the morphos. Little green jelly beans. And they're a little heavier because they're so big. They get a little jostled around. But I always consider them kind of like newborns. Like they're fragile, but sturdy. Surprisingly sturdy. But it's also cool to see how they all do something different to stay camouflaged in their environment. Like some of them look like a little stick with lichens on them, and some of them will look just like a leaf. And some of them try to look like bird poop. So there you go, there's a method.
Wait, is that for real?
Yeah. Droppings. I should probably say bird droppings. So that right there is probably about 825. And then the rest are in our littler box. And now that we have all of our pupae laid out, that is pretty much how we go from receiving our boxes from the mail to getting them ready to be pinned here in our observation station, and which means they're one step closer to flying as adult butterflies in the Lena Meijer Tropical Conservatory. And this is our first shipment of typically 8 butterfly shipments that we'll get. And usually those happen on Thursdays and Fridays that we will receive our new butterflies.